So we have to start with our frame of mind. How is it that how is it that your mind sees your own life? And how do you see others? How do you see when someone is like sick or in pain? And you have to ask these tough questions to your own self. What I want to encourage us to do is to cultivate a vision of wholeness and of intimacy and of integration. Now, this is a big tantric move, because tantra, as a philosophical embrace of yoga, is the understanding that yoga is establishing relationship and intimacy with the whole of our being. And it is the path of integrating ourselves on every level. It's integrated consciousness. Yoga is a coming home, a calling home of the exiled, rejected parts of our own self within our own communities. Whatever's been marginalized, outcast, exiled is being reached out, seen, heard, felt, acknowledged, and brought back into a greater interdependent, interconnected wholeness. So how our own frame of mind is and how we see another person or ourselves is going to be a governing force in this. If someone is in a yoga pose, so let's just make it basic, and they're in triangle pose, and you see all sorts of things that you could fix about the pose, and you go in and you start to fix it. Okay, that's one way to do things, and it's not wrong. And what if you could see what they were doing in that moment, and you go, wow, like I really see how they've taken a good grounded stance. I see how much their breath is moving in their body, and how there's a power that's radiating through their pose. And now here's how I see you see the beauty of what's in front of you. And then you go, now how can I facilitate in this moment, this jewel of consciousness this being is, how can I help to facilitate a greater flow of energy, a greater alignment that can support them in unfolding the jewel that they are? So we could start to reframe our own way of seeing. Now, when it comes to something really, like what if it's, and this isn't a trauma webinar by any means, but if someone's going through very deep pain, emotionally, psychologically, and they're just moving through their stuff, because yoga as embodied ritual, start to move and breathe, and over time things are going to get flushed through the system, and there will be releases and various things that rise and fall in our own experience. So now let's say someone's really encountering the tough stuff in their own psyche. If you don't rush to be their rescuer, and you can acknowledge and bear witness, and with your full compassion and your full love, hold that space and keep conveying to them that you see them for the beauty that they are, the gift of their life that they are to this world, and you really hold that vision, then you are going to be able to help in that moment in a way where you've just gotten out of your own way. Because the moment that we rush in as the rescuer, there's going to be a lot of me in that helping of you. I don't know if this makes sense to you. I hope it does, because we want to be in our integrity of our vessel, where spirit can move through us like the flute of Krishna, that hollow flute. The flute is there, the attunement is there, the practice is there, the love, the compassion, it's all there. And spirit moves through that flute, and we play that flute, and it's a gorgeous song. And that is how it is when we reach out to help each other.